Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. What if I told you that every time you eat avocado toast, you're enjoying a fruit that should have gone extinct 13,000 years ago? The story of the avocado isn't just about a trendy superfood. It's a tale of giant beasts, lost worlds, and the quiet ingenuity of ancient farmers who engineered the fruit we love today. In the heart of every creamy, green avocado is a story that stretches back millions of years. Long before humans, the wild avocado tree flourished in what is now Mexico and Guatemala. But these weren't the avocados we know. They were smaller, with a huge seed and only a thin, sometimes bitter layer of flesh. So how did this unappealing fruit survive and spread? Its survival was tied to giants. The Pleistocene epoch was the age of megafauna, massive creatures like giant ground sloths, some as large as elephants, and elephant-like animals called gomphotheres. These colossal herbivores were the original avocado lovers. They would swallow the fruit whole. The large seed would pass straight through their huge digestive systems and be deposited miles away, complete with a convenient pile of fertilizer. This was a perfect partnership. The avocado provided calories for the giants, and the giants acted as the avocado's personal gardeners, spreading its seeds far and wide. This kind of relationship, where a plant outlives its main seed-dispersing partner, is a biological ghost story known as an evolutionary anachronism. Around 13,000 years ago, things changed dramatically. The Ice Age ended, the climate shifted, and a new predator arrived on the scene: humans. The megafauna disappeared, leaving the avocado in a very tough spot. Without its giant partners, the avocado's large seeds would just fall and rot beneath the parent tree. It faced a future of a shrinking habitat and possibly extinction. But just as the giants vanished, a new partner emerged. Early humans in Mesoamerica discovered the wild avocado. At first, they were just foragers, gathering fruit where they could find it. We know this from archaeological sites like the Tehuacan Valley in Mexico, where avocado seeds, nearly 10,000 years old, have been found. But over thousands of years, this relationship deepened. It moved from simply gathering fruit to actively managing and cultivating the trees. This was a slow, patient process of observation. These ancient people were the first to notice that some avocado trees were better than others. Some had slightly bigger fruits, some had creamier flesh, or were less bitter. They began to select and favor these superior trees. This wasn't a sudden agricultural revolution. It was the dawn of genetic engineering, played out over millennia. Remarkable evidence from the El Gigante rock shelter in Honduras gives us a clear timeline. Researchers analyzed thousands of avocado pits and rinds, spanning over 11,000 years. They saw a gradual but deliberate change. By about 7,500 years ago, the avocado pits found at the site are consistently larger than their wild ancestors. The rinds are thicker. This tells us that these early farmers were actively choosing fruits with more flesh and a sturdier skin, which made them easier to transport. They were creating what you might call domesticated forests, managing and pruning trees to encourage bigger, better fruit. What's fascinating is that this tree cultivation, or arboriculture, seems to have happened in some areas before the widespread farming of staple crops like maize. The story of agriculture isn't just about planting fields of grain. For these ancient peoples, it started with the patient cultivation of trees. Through thousands of years of this careful selection, these ancient farmers didn't just create one single type of avocado. Their work across different climates gave rise to three distinct avocado families, or landraces. First, there's the Mexican variety. From the highlands, it's known for its cold resistance, smaller fruit, thin skin, and leaves that smell a bit like anises. The Aztecs called it Aoacatl. Second is the Guatemalan variety. From the highlands of Guatemala, it produces larger avocados with a thick, tough skin. This is the type that was likely cultivated at the El Gigante site. The Aztecs called this one Avocados. And third, there's the West Indian variety. Despite its name, it was developed in the humid lowlands of the Mayan civilization. These are the largest of the three, with smooth green skin and a slightly sweeter flesh. The Aztec name for this was Tlacocolauhquetl. The development of these three distinct types is proof of the sophisticated understanding these ancient farmers had of plant breeding and their environment. This genetic diversity they fostered is a treasure, especially when you consider that today, our global supply relies almost entirely on just one single type. For these ancient civilizations, the avocado was much more than food. It was deeply woven into their culture and religion. The very word avocado comes from the Aztec language, Nahuatl. Their word was ahuacatl, which also meant testicle, a reference to the fruit's shape and the way it often hangs on the tree in pairs. Because of this, the Aztecs believed avocados were an aphrodisiac that gave strength and fertility. The fruit's 9-month growing cycle, from flower to harvest, also linked it to pregnancy and life. The Maya also revered the avocado. The symbol for the 14th month of the Mayan calendar is the glyph for the avocado. There was even an ancient Maya city known as the Kingdom of the Avocado. In their cosmology, ancestors were reborn as trees, and families would plant avocado trees in their gardens, sometimes over the graves of loved ones, symbolizing rebirth. And of course, there was the food. The Aztecs gave us the earliest version of guacamole. They called it aguacamole, which literally means avocado sauce, a simple mash of avocado, tomatoes, and chili peppers. For thousands of years, the avocado was a secret of the Americas. Its global journey began with the Spanish conquistadors in the 16th century. They were fascinated by this buttery fruit, but they found the Nahuatl word ahuacatl hard to pronounce, so they adapted it to aguacate, which is still used in many Spanish-speaking countries. It was this Spanish word that was eventually anglicized to avocado. The Spanish introduced the avocado to Europe in the 1600s, but it remained a rare curiosity. It didn't reach the United States until the mid-19th century, with plantings in Florida and California, but it was slow to catch on. Its reputation as an aphrodisiac made it a bit taboo, and for a while, it was stuck with the unappetizing name alligator pear. It wasn't until the early 20th century that things started to change. Californian growers rebranded it as the avocado and began marketing it. But the real game changer arrived in the late 1920s, thanks to a mailman named Rudolf Haas. In his backyard in California, Haas discovered a chance seedling. He patented the Haas avocado tree in 1935. It produced a rich, nutty fruit with a thick, pebbly skin that did something amazing. It turned from green to black when it was perfectly ripe. This was a gift to consumers. No more guessing. By the 1970s, the Haas had become the dominant avocado worldwide. In fact, every single Haas avocado you eat today can be traced back to that one single mother tree in a Southern California backyard. So from a prehistoric fruit dependent on giant sloths, to a cultural icon of the Aztecs, to a global superstar born in a mailman's yard, the avocado has had an incredible journey. But at the heart of this story are the invisible architects of ancient Mesoamerica. These farmers, through thousands of years of patient observation and selection, performed a quiet miracle of genetic engineering. They didn't just domesticate a plant, they cultivated a legacy. The next time you slice into a creamy avocado, remember its epic history. A history that connects you to an extinct world of giants, the wisdom of ancient civilizations, and the enduring legacy of the farmers who saw the potential in a wild fruit and gave the world a gift. Their legacy isn't carved in stone, it's in every delicious bite.